Hola, hola, muy buenas tardes. Les saludamos desde la institución El Tecnológico y les damos la bienvenida al curso gratuito de inglés nivel avanzado C1. Muy buenas tardes. Daniela, contador, muy buenas tardes. Karen, Richard, Janet, muy buenas tardes y bienvenidos al curso. Bien, vamos a dar inicio con la presentación. Excelente, contador. En breve le voy a dar el pase. Bien, comentarles que nuestra institución se encuentra ubicado en Perú, en la región de Apurímac, en la provincia de Andahuaylas. A ver si pueden comentar desde dónde están llevando el curso, si alguna vez han venido a Andahuaylas, Apurímac, o son de otro departamento, o también tal vez están llevando el curso desde el extranjero. Muy buenas tardes. Bien, comentarles también que la institución ya tiene 7 años de experiencia orientada pues a ofrecer educación virtual gratuita a nivel nacional e internacional. De igual forma, quiero presentar el equipo del Tecnológico, el cual está conformado por el personal administrativo, están los docentes y también asistentes académicos de todos los cursos que se ofrece en la institución. Bien, muy buenas tardes, Francisco. Bienvenido. Bien, si desean conocer más acerca de la institución y sobre la labor que realiza, les invito a que nos sigan a través de las redes sociales. Nos pueden encontrar en Facebook, en YouTube, en TikTok y también en Instagram. Bien, también invitarles a los cursos gratuitos que se están aperturando el día lunes 20 de enero y martes 21 de enero. Entre los cursos que se están aperturando tenemos, por ejemplo, inglés nivel básico A2, tenemos el curso de inglés nivel intermedio B2 y también el curso de psicología infantil y entre otros cursos, ¿no? Todos los cursos que acabo de mencionar se van a aperturar el día lunes 20 de enero. Y el martes 21 se van a aperturar los siguientes cursos: Excel nivel básico, asistente administrativo, PowerPoint, Excel nivel intermedio, italiano nivel básico A1 y también entre otros cursos. Bien, si requieren más información de estos cursos que acabo de mencionar, les invito a que nos escriban al siguiente número, al 979-48-37-28, o también nos pueden seguir a través de las redes sociales, sobre todo por Facebook, ya que por ese medio estamos publicando todos los cursos que se aperturan. Bien, me presento, mi nombre es Maribel Yauri, soy asistente académica del curso. Si tienen dudas o consultas, me pueden escribir al siguiente número, al 991-37-32-27. Y si también requieren información de los cursos, de igual forma me pueden escribir a ese número. Bien, también quiero presentar al docente, al profesor Ángel Dionisio, quien está a cargo del curso de Excel nivel avanzado C1. Bien, estimados participantes, muy buenas tardes. El día de hoy estamos desarrollando la tercera sesión del curso. Muy buenas tardes, Richard, Janet, María, Karen. Bien, muchas gracias por ingresar. Bien, felicitarles también por su puntualidad. Bien, recuerden que las clases son los días sábado en el horario de 4 a 5 y media de la tarde con una duración de 2 semanas. 4 semanas. El día de hoy estamos desarrollando la semana 3 del curso. Bien, en cuanto al temario, el curso tiene 4 sesiones. Y bien, el día de hoy vamos a desarrollar la sesión 3 y el tema a tratar es Reported Speech. Bien, en cuanto a la metodología de trabajo, recuerden que las clases son en vivo a través de la plataforma Meet, por lo que ustedes pueden realizar sus dudas o consultas con respecto a la clase al docente. Bien, en cuanto al material, los materiales que se les brinda son totalmente didácticos y ellos se van a mandar a través del grupo de WhatsApp. También indicarles que en la semana 4 se les va a habilitar el examen final para la certificación en el curso. Recuerden que el certificado va a salir con mención en el curso de inglés nivel básico C1 a nombre de la institución El Tecnológico, con una certificación de 50 horas. Para ello, es necesario y como requisito obtener una nota mayor o igual a 14 en el examen final. Bien, indicarles también de que el certificado contiene el temario del curso, así también un código QR mediante la cual ustedes pueden acreditar de que han llevado el curso con nosotros. De igual forma, así también nos respalda la Cámara de Comercio del Perú. Y bien, el costo de trámite del certificado es de 40 soles y el trámite es totalmente opcional. Si requieren más información acerca del certificado, me pueden escribir o también pueden comunicarse con la oficina de certificación al siguiente número, al 946-22-23-55. Ese es el número de la oficina de certificación. Muy buenas tardes. Bien, también quiero saludar a todas las instituciones con las que el Tecnológico tiene convenio. Entre ellas, por ejemplo, están las municipalidades, también está la UGEL de Chincheros, el Instituto Nacional Penitenciario, el Instituto de Educación Superior Tecnológico Público, Santa María Magdalena de Lima, entre otras instituciones, y actualmente también se están firmando más convenios, todos ellos en beneficio de todos los participantes. Bien, una vez más, indicarles que la institución no realiza llamadas, nosotros no enviamos mensajes personales, por favor, tengan mucho cuidado. Se nos ha reportado de que existen personas que se están pasando por nosotros y están realizando llamadas. Una vez más, indicarles de que nosotros no realizamos llamadas, tampoco mensajes personales, ¿no? Por favor, en la pantalla pueden observar los números oficiales de la institución y solo a través de estos medios nosotros respondemos a sus dudas y consultas. Bien, vamos a realizar una pequeña oración para dar inicio con la sesión del día de hoy. Y como siempre, hay que primero encomendarnos a nuestro Creador. Para ello, vamos a realizar la siguiente oración y dice así. Confía en el Señor de todo corazón y no en tu propia inteligencia. Reconócelo en todos tus caminos y Él allanará tus sendas. Proverbios 3, 5, 6. Amén. Bien, estimados participantes, muy buenas tardes y bien, una vez más darles las felicitaciones por estar presentes el día de hoy. Muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos. Ahora sí le vamos a dar pase al docente para que pueda dar inicio con la sesión de hoy. Bien, contador, muy buenas tardes. Puede iniciar, por favor. Muchas gracias.
Hi, afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Teacher Angel. Thank you, Maribel. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, girls. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Everything is okay? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wait a moment. Let me open your microphones. Can you hear me? I turn on your microphones. Everything is correct, right? Very good. Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome to this new class. Welcome to this new session. And today we are going to work with a very curious topic. We are going to work with reported speech. Okay, reported speech. I consider that reported speech is one of the most tricky grammar to understand, to learn. So today we are going to work with that. Okay, so welcome to this another session at El Tecnológico, and today, as I mentioned before, we are going to work with a reported speech structure. Okay, so let's start with this. I am going to need your help. I am going to need your help to learn about what is the reported speech. Okay, can you help me, guys? I am going to need a volunteer to read this first part, please. A volunteer just to read. Can you help me? Come on, guys. Come on, girls. Can you help me reading? Just to read.
Which part? Which part?
Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Okay. When you use reported speech. We use report speech, sometimes someone says a sentence. For example, I like my coat. Later, Maybe we want to tell someone else what is the first person said.
Very good. Can we continue with another volunteer, please? Can you help me more volunteers, please, with the second part? Here is how it works. Volunteer, please. Come on, guys. Thank you, Janet. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Janet. Can you read it? Your microphone, please, Janet. Uh, I think that Janet is having some problems with her microphone. Elizabeth, could you help me, miss, with the second part?
Yes, teacher.
Thank
Um,
you. Okay, okay, Elizabeth, could you help me? I think that Janet is having some problems.
oh, well, okay. Here's how it works. We use a reporting verb like say or tell. If this verb is in the present tense, we just put she said, and then the verb in the past tense. Direct speech, I like my coat. Reported speech, she said that she liked her coat.
Very good. So let's start saying this, guys. We are going to use the reported speech when somebody tell us some news, and then we want to tell the news to another person. Imagine that you have a best friend, and your best friend says, I am going to travel to Cusco. And you say, oh, congratulations, that is beautiful. Cusco is an amazing city, blah, 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 blah. Take care, goodbye. When you arrive to your house, your home, and I don't know, maybe in your house is your mother or your father, or I don't know, your husband or your wife. And then you say, guess what? I've just met with my friend, and she told me that she is going to travel to Cusco. So we are going to use the reported speech when we want to mention a new or a command or a thing that previously was said by another person, but we want to tell this news to another person. In this situation, we are going to use two verbs. We are going to use the verb say or the verb tell. But because we are talking about a phrase that happened in the past, we have to use the past simple of these verbs. In this case, we have to use the verb said, or the verb told. Okay? You have to use the verb said or the verb told to say, my teacher said that, my teacher said that, or my teacher told me. And this is the biggest difference between said and told. Please pay attention. When somebody, when a person, when your friend, your mom, your dad, I don't know, anybody tells you a direct phrase, imagine that you say, hi, everyone, or hi, how was your day? Everything is correct. Okay, man, I am going to travel to Cusco. When this interaction was direct, I mean, when you were talking with this person personally in front of them, you, I suggest you to use the verb told. Okay? I suggest you to say the verb told. For example, my teacher told me, and don't forget this, every time, every time you use the verb told, you have to use an object pronoun. Okay? Every time you use told, you have to use an object pronoun. For example, he told me, he told her, he told him, he told us, he told them. Every time you use the verb told, you have to use an object pronoun. Told me, told him, told her, told them, told us. Now, imagine that I am I am a teacher and you are my students and we are in a class, and then I say, today, guys, we are going to study reported speech. This is not like a direct conversation that I have one-on-one with some of you. It is like a general conversation, right? I am here teaching for all of you. It wasn't direct. So my suggestion is to use the verb say. In this case, the past simple of the verb say, said. Said. Don't forget the pronunciation, said. For example, the teacher said that today we were going to learn the reported speech. Okay? So that is the difference between say or said and the verb told. When you have a direct, wait a minute, please, guys. Wait a minute. I have something that I have to do at home. Wait a minute, please. Just 1 minute. Thank you. Okay, I am so sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. I had something to do here at home. Okay, so as I told you, when we report something, we have two ways to do it. We can use the verb say, in this case, said, because we have to use the past simple, or we can use the verb tell, in this case, the verb told, the same, the past simple of the verb tell. So when you have a direct interaction with somebody, I suggest you to use the verb tell, in this case, told. For example, please pay attention. I can say, imagine, John, I have a friend. My friend John said, I'll be late. These were the words that came out of the mouth of John. John literally said, I'll be late. So we have two options. When we want to report this sentence, we can use said or we can use told. What is the difference? When you want to use told, you have to use an object pronoun. You have to use an object pronoun. But when you use said, it's not correct to use an object pronoun. What I am saying is that every time you use told, you have to use told me, John told me, John told him, John told her, John told us, John told them. Okay? If we say John told, that is not correct. We necessarily need an object pronoun when we use told. Okay? We necessarily need an object pronoun. But this is different with the verb say. We don't need any object pronoun. We don't need. It's wrong. It would be wrong if I said, John said me. No, that is not correct. Said me? No. Said him? No, no, no. Said her? No. So when you want to use said, no object pronoun. When you want to use told, it's correct to use an object pronoun. Now, you have to have in mind this. Wait a minute. Let me share this with you. Wait a minute, please. In this table, you can see the equivalences that you have to use when you report something. Okay, and I am going to show you another picture. Wait a minute, please. Okay, so don't forget this. Don't forget this, okay? When somebody mentions you something in present simple, when you report this sentence, you have to use past simple, okay? Please pay attention. Imagine that I say, I am a teacher. I am a teacher. I am using present simple. When you want to report what I said, you can say, he said that he was a teacher. Okay? Please pay attention. My direct sentence was, I am a teacher. The indirect sentence, or also called the reported speech, is he said that, or he said he was a teacher. Imagine that I have a conversation with you directly, and I say, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Angel. Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Juan. Blah, 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 blah. I am a teacher. Oh, that is cool, Angel. I am an engineer. Okay, goodbye, Angel. Goodbye, Juan. When Juan arrives to his home and he tells this news to his wife, for example, hey, I've just met a teacher. His name is Angel. And he told me that he was a teacher. So we can use said or we can use told. There is no problem depending on how direct was the conversation. For example, now I am teaching you a lot of students, more or less 30 students. So you can say, Mr. Dionisio said that he was a teacher. So you have to notice here, present simple. And when I report the sentence, I have to use past simple. Okay, let's work with one example, guys, girls. Are you ready? I don't know if you have any questions so far. Okay, please pay attention to this sentence. Present simple, okay? Present simple. I work uh, on Saturdays. Okay? You can notice that this is a present simple structure, right? I am Ángel Dionisio. Entonces, oh, sorry. So you can say, he said that, or also you can say, he told me that. Something that you have to have in mind is that when we work with reported speech, we have to be very careful about the subject, about the verb, and the object of the sentence, and also the time expressions, because they can change. He said that he worked on Saturdays. Excellent, Maria, and I am going to copy your answer. Very good. He said that he worked on Saturdays. But why, teacher? Do you notice that here I am using present simple? When I use reported speech, I have to use past simple. He said that he worked on Saturdays. And the same, if I want to use told me, there is no problem. He told me that he worked on Saturdays. Patrick, do you have any questions? Your microphone?
Okay, teacher. But if I want to write this reporting, I need to write with quotation marks or no? It's not necessary.
No, No, it is when you want to write this, it is only with a direct sentence. This is the direct speech. Okay, this is the direct speech. For example, Angel said, here. Here we can use these symbols. I work on Sundays, but only in the direct. When you want to write this, you can use this symbol to mention what literally came out of the mouth of this person. Okay, yes, you can use it.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Thanks.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. So present simple, past simple. Present simple, past simple. Another one with present simple, okay? I say, um, mm, my mom, okay? My mom said, sorry, I am 62 years old. I am using a present simple structure. I am 62 years old. Okay, in reported speech, I can say, my mom told me, or my mom said that. Also, I can say she, no problem. Also, I can say she told me, or she said that, told me that. Guys, the word that is optional. Okay, it depends on you if you want to use it or not. But I get used to it, so I use it every time. But if you don't want to use it, you can say, he said he worked on Saturdays. He told me he worked on Saturdays. But as I mentioned, Saturdays depend on you. If you want to use that, there is no problem. Personally, I use it because I get used to it. Um, very good. Can you help me, guys? What would be very good? Very good. Excellent. So here, my mom told me that she was 62 years old. Simple. My mom said that oh my gosh, she was 62 years old. Okay? Now, you have to pay attention to these, guys, and I am going to share it with you. I am sharing the link through the chat box to check it. Okay? So, this is the equivalences that you have to have in mind when you are working with reported speech. Please pay attention. Every time you use present simple, when you want to report it, you have to use past simple. When you use present continuous, you have to report it in past continuous. For example, volunteer, please. I need a volunteer just to read the examples. Patrick, can you help me? This one, please.
I am studying. She told me that she was studying.
Very good. Do you notice this person? eh, um, what she said literally was, "I am studying." When I want to report what she said, I say, she told me that, or she told me she was studying. And also I can say, she said that she was studying. Okay? Uh, please pay attention. When we use with past simple, we have to use past perfect. Guys, do you know the structure of past perfect?
Yeah.
Excellent. Past perfect is very similar to present perfect. The only difference is that we are not going to use the auxiliary have. Instead, we are going to use had. Had. Okay, it's very similar to present perfect, but instead of using had or has as auxiliary, we use had. That is the only difference. So, for example, please pay attention. If I say in past simple, I loved the concert, and I want to report what that person said. He told me that he had loved the concert. Okay, so please pay attention to this. Present simple, past simple, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, will, would, must, had to, can, could, may, might, and could, might, should are the same. Could, might, should. Okay, so this is everything that you have to know, guys. I remember that when I was a student, I considered that present perfect was, that reported speech was very difficult to understand. But if you pay attention to the details, if you pay attention to the structures, everything is going to be easy. Okay, and I am completely sure that you are going to understand this grammar structure. Okay, let's continue with the next one. We are going to work with exercises, okay? Let's continue working with some exercises to make it easier for you to understand. So let me share this link with you, okay? Please write your names and your last names to identify you. Okay, let's work with this. Let's work with this. Thank you, thank you. Faster, please. We are going to play a game. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it, girls. Okay. Let's work with this quiz, and then we are going to work together to find out the correct answers. Let's start with this. Okay, guys. Okay, girls. Let's work with a review of this quiz. Please pay attention because there are a lot of details that you have to have in mind to work with reported speech. Let's start with the first sentence, and I am going to need volunteers that can help me reading the the first sentence. Volunteer, please. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. I'm doing my homework on the moment. He said he was doing his homework.
Very good. If we pay attention to this structure, this is present, right? Or present continuous, right? Present continuous. I am saying I am doing my homework at the moment. I am doing my homework. When I work with present continuous and I want to report this, I have to use past continuous. So what is the past continuous? The only thing that I have to change, the verb be. I was doing. She said, oh, sorry, he said that, or he said he was doing his homework. Okay, let's continue with number two. Volunteer, please, for number two, guys, girls. Could you help me? Come on, let's practice. I have a lot of students. Come on. Okay, just help me reading the first sentence. Only read the first sentence, okay? And we are going to work together with the answer. Maria del Pilar.
I'm only 17.
I am only
I
17.
say,
Okay.
I
This is
say,
present simple.
okay, I'm only 17.
He said,
He said he walks only 17.
excellent. It's the same idea. I am using the verb be am. This is present simple. So when I use the reported speech, I have to change into past simple. He said he was only 17. Okay, let's continue with number three. Only to read this, please. Thank you, Mirna.
I'll do it tomorrow. He said he would do it the next day.
Very good. Very good. I'll do it tomorrow. He said he would do it the next day. Teacher, I understand that the correct answer is would because you shared with us that when we want to work with will and then we want to report it, we have to use would. Okay, I understand that, but why are we using the next day? Because you have to have this in mind. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. I am going to explain it. Imagine that you have a conversation with your brother today, and your brother has a very important thing to do. I don't know, maybe he has to or he needs to study for an exam. And you ask him and you ask him and say, hey, you don't need to study for your exam. And he says, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, we are today. And he says, I'll do it tomorrow. If we report that information today, it will continue being tomorrow. Please pay attention. I don't want to confuse you. So please pay attention. Okay, today is 18th January, right? Today is 18th January. Tomorrow is 19th January. And the day after tomorrow is the 20th of January. Okay, so I had the conversation today with my brother, and my brother said, I will do it tomorrow. Okay, I will do it tomorrow. If I report this today, I continue saying, he said, or he told me that, he said that he would do it tomorrow, because you know tomorrow uh, hasn't arrived yet. We are talking about today, 18th. So tomorrow continue being tomorrow. Imagine that I report this sentence, this piece of information to my mom tomorrow. Okay? Here, the time expression is going to change a little. He said that he would do it. What do you think is the correct time expression, guys? Tomorrow?
Today?
That's right. Why, teacher? Because we are 19th of January. We are tomorrow. We can say tomorrow because he said that he would do it on the 19th of January. Another one. Imagine that we are 20th of January. Okay, we are on Monday, January 20th. He said that he would do it today,
Yesterday.
On Monday.
yesterday, or we can say on today is on Saturday, right? On Saturday. We can mention this. Okay, so teacher, why in this question we are using the next day? Because the same way there are equivalences with the time tenses, there are also equivalences with the time expressions. Okay, when we want to report something in a very different period of time, imagine that somebody today she told me that she's pregnant and she's about 4 months of pregnancy, 4 months, and I share this good news with my family the next month. It is not going to be 4 months still. We have to change the time. Now is going to be 5 months. So the same as we have time tenses equivalences, present simple to present to past simple, present continuous to past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, will, would, can, could, etc., etc. We also have time expressions. Okay, we also have time expressions that it depend on. It depend on. Imagine that somebody tells me something today and I report that piece of information today too, it is going to be tomorrow too. But if I report this piece of information the next month or the next year, the time tense, oh sorry, the time expression is going to change. Exactly, Sylvia. Exactly. Because a statement is not necessarily reported the same day. Because imagine, sometimes I forget a lot of things. Maybe I forgot to tell the news to somebody and I remember the next week or the next month or the next year. So you have to pay attention to the details. You have to pay attention to the details. Okay? Very good. Let's continue with a review. The next one. Somebody can help me reading only the first statement. Volunteer, please. Just to read only the first one.
Okay,
Okay, teacher.
Mirna, raise your hands, please. Mirna, can you help me? Number
I'm
4.
gonna do it, okay? I haven't been to the cinema for a long time. Tom said he to the cinema for a long time. I
Okay,
think
what do
it's
you think?
hadn't been because it is in present perfect, so we have to do it in past perfect.
Easy as that. Very good. We are using a present perfect structure. I haven't been to the cinema for a long time. Tom said he hadn't been to the cinema for a long time. Excellent. Present perfect, past perfect. Let's continue. Number 5, volunteer. Can you help me, Patrick? Thank you. Number 5.
And number 5, I've booked booked the
Book.
hotel.
Book.
Booked the hotel. Anna told me she had booked.
Very good. But it is the same principle, right? We are using present perfect. We are using present perfect. And obviously, we have to use past perfect. And the only structure with past perfect is this. This belongs to past perfect progressive, and that is not correct. Had been booked, even it is not correct. The correct structure is had been on the verb in ing, had been booking, but it is another complex grammar structure. It's different. Let's continue with the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, teacher, I have a question. Booked is the same meaning if let's say I'm looking for.
No. Booked is a verb. When it is in base form, it's like book. It sounds like the piece of papers that we can put notes. But according to this, is to make a reservation, as Freya mentioned. Yes, booked means to make a reservation. I
Ah,
have made a reservation to hotel. Booked. You can book hotels. You can book flights. You can book restaurants. So it means to make a reservation. That's right. Excellent.
I got it.
Let's continue with the next one. Very easy. Very easy. Volunteer, just to read the statement. Number 6. Volunteer, please. Come on, let's practice.
I don't like fast food.
Thank you, Cynthia. I don't like fast food. What is the correct answer, guys? I don't. Don't is an auxiliary of which time expression? Oh, sorry, of which time tense? Don't. Present simple,
Teacher,
present
I think
perfect.
that
Didn't like
he
fast
said he doesn't like fast food.
He didn't.
Really?
He didn't. Because don't forget that don't is an auxiliary of present simple. I don't like fast food. I don't work on Sundays. I don't eat ceviche. Present simple. What is the auxiliary of past simple? Didn't. Didn't. The only one. Doesn't? Not correct. Don't? Not correct. Hadn't liked? Not correct. The only one. Past simple. Didn't. Okay? Let's continue with number 7. Volunteer. Sorry, I couldn't hear you, miss. Could you repeat it, please? We always walk the dog in the park. We always we always walk the dog in the park. What do you think is the correct answer, guys?
She said they always walk the door.
The only structure in past simple is this one. Walked. Walk. Walked. Walk. Walked. 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 She said they would. No, not correct. Would. They say they can walk in base form. Not correct. She said they have always walked. Have no. What is not correct. She said they always walk the dog in the park. Okay, let's continue. Volunteer to read. Come on, help me, please.
I never believed him.
I never believed him. I never believed him. What do you think is the correct answer?
She said she had never believed him.
Very good. Guys, can you tell me what is the time tense of this sentence? I never believed him.
Simple past.
When we work with simple past and we want to report it, which time tense do we have to use?
Past
Past
perfect.
perfect.
She said she had never believed him. And this is the only one in past perfect. She said she never believed. No. She said she has. No, this is present perfect. She said she hadn't never believed. Don't forget that the word never has a negative meaning. We can say, please pay attention, we can say, she said that she hadn't ever believed him. If we change this never with ever, this would be correct too. Okay? This would be correct too if we change the never with ever. Don't forget that never has like a negative meaning. So if we use hadn't, negative and negative is not correct. But if we would say, she said that she hadn't ever believed him, that also would be correct. Okay? Let's continue with the next one. What are the missing words? My mother can cook well, said Jane. Jane said, my mother?
Her mother could cook well. The first one.
My mother could, very good, because we are using can and we have to use could. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. Every time we use a reported speech, we have to pay attention to the details. For example, Sarah said, my sister Ella is coming to visit me. That's it. Okay, now I can say, Sarah told me, or Sarah said that. Any of them are correct. Okay. Sarah said, my sister Ella is coming to visit me. When I report this, is it correct? Sarah told me that my sister?
No,
Her
her
sister.
sister.
Right. We are not talking about my sister. We are talking about Sarah's sister. Her
Yeah.
sister is was coming to visit
Visit
me,
her.
Her.
to visit her. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. So when we use the reported speech, we have to pay attention to the details. We have to pay attention to the main verb. We have to pay attention to the subject. We have to pay attention to the object. We have to pay attention to the possessive. We have to pay attention to the time, expression in order to not commit mistakes. Okay, guys, is everything clear up to now? So
Yes.
far, is everything clear? Do you have any questions? Do you have any doubts? Is everything clear? Can you send a yes to the chat, please?
Clear
Could
as
you-
water.
Okay, perfect. Let's continue with the next one. Let me check which question was the most difficult for some of you. I consider that it was easy. So we are going to work again. We are going to play with this quiz again. And the objective is to, can we report questions also? Yes, yes, Robert. And we are going to work with some questions right now. Okay. Let's work with this quiz again, please. Okay, let's play with this and try to make a perfect. A perfect means no mistakes. Okay, let's start. Okay, guys, girls, let's finish. Okay, let's finish. Excellent, guys. Excellent, girls. I really like it. I really like it. Excellent. Very good. Let's finish with this. Now, let me share with you these exercises. Okay, so we know that when we want to work with some time tenses, we have to be very careful uh, when we are working with one of some statements, because when we report them, we have to use a very exact kind of time tense, right? So what we are going to do now is to work with some exercises, and I am going to need your help to do it. Let's start with these guys. Let's start with these girls. I am going to need your help. Here we have 8 sentences, and I am going to need your help to complete them. Okay, let's start. Here we have, I can swim 12 kilometers. I can. He said he could swim 12 kilometers, right? Because we are using can. So when we report this information, we have to use could. Let's continue with number 2. He isn't going to go to the party. Volunteer. Thank you, Jover.
Uh, okay, number 2. He isn't going to go to the party. She said he wasn't going to go to the party.
Excellent. Very good. We are using isn't going, and when we report this information, we have to use wasn't going. Thank you. Let's continue with number 3. Volunteer. Thank you, Patrick. Let's do it.
Okay. We'll find you when we get there. The correct answer is good for him when they got.
Very good. We'll phone you. We'll phone you when we get there. They said they would phone him when they got there, right? Because we are using present simple here, get, and here we have to use got. Let's continue with number 4. Volunteer. We saw you steal
We
the laptop.
saw uh,
Mirna,
we
let's do it.
saw you steal the laptop. We said we said we we'd seen him steal the laptop.
Very good. With seen with. This is the contraction of we had. We had seen him steal the laptop. Very good, miss. Let's continue with number 4. Volunteer. Volunteer number, oh, sorry, number 5. It's very easy.
I'll go get the car from the garage.
I'll go. What is the reported speech version?
She said she'd or she would go and get the car from the garage.
Very good. Very good. She would go to the she would go and get the car from the garage. So here I am using will, and here I am using would. Where is would, teacher? In this contraction, he'd is the same to say he would. Is the same. Let's continue with number 6. Volunteer. Come on, guys. We are here to practice. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. We like flying. We told them liked flying.
We told them we liked, we liked flying, right? Very good. Because we are using present simple, we have to use past simple. We told them we liked flying. Let's continue with number 7.
They can come to the party.
They
They
can't come to the
say
party.
they could come to the party.
Very good. They said they could come to the party. Could come to the party.
Good.
Excellent. Let's finish. Number 8, volunteer. It's easy. Present perfect to past perfect. Mirna.
Uh-huh. I have been to New York a few times. I said I had been to New York a few times.
Very easy, right? Very easy, guys. Very easy. Excellent. I remember that when I was a student, and you all know that reported speech maybe is one of the most difficult grammar structures because you have to have a lot of information to work with this time tense without any problems. And I remember that I had a lot of difficulties trying to identify the correct structure. But now as a teacher, I try to make it easier for my students to help them to understand better this topic that for me was a nightmare. I remember that learning this at the beginning was very difficult because I had a lot of problems identifying the time structures, and then you have to change them, and then you have to find out the correct time expression. And it was a nightmare when I was a student. And now, as a teacher, I try to give all the basic information to my students in order that they can solve these kind of exercises without any problems. And I am so happy for that. Thank you, guys. Let's continue with the next exercise. I am going to need your help as usual. Please. It says, I don't want to see you tonight. She told me she didn't want to see me tonight. Let's continue with number 2. All of my friends are going to the cinema. What do you think is the correct answer here? He said, all of my friends? Very good.
His friends.
Yes, all of his friends were going to the cinema. Let's continue with number 3. Somebody can help me reading? Only to read number 3? Only to read. And then we are going to work together with a solution.
You can't.
Right.
Okay. You can go out until you finish your homework.
Okay. You can go out until you finish your homework. He told us
We couldn't go out until we finished our homework.
excellent, very good, Freya. He told us we couldn't go until we finished our homework. Now, please pay attention. Please pay attention. If you understand this, everything is going to be easier for you. We can notice that in this sentence, you can go out until you finish your homework. Because of the answer, we can notice that this is a plural action, right? This person talked to 2 or more people. How can you make this sentence in singular? I mean, imagine that your father or your mother says, you can go out until you finish your homework, and is saying just by is direct to you. Could we work with that? Please help me. Which things do we have to change?
The subject.
The subject.
Okay. For example, my father told
Me.
me, very good, told me
You
Here,
couldn't go.
wait a minute. Let me raise this. Let me raise this. Okay, okay, okay. My father told me
You couldn't go. I
I
couldn't go.
I couldn't.
I couldn't go until
I
I
finished
finished.
my homework.
My home.
Excellent. Excellent. So because of the answer, we can notice that this is a plural sentence, right? That this sentence, this information was said to two or more people because we can notice us. He told us. But imagine if this information was said just for me, I have to answer in singular. My father or my mother told me I couldn't go until I finished my homework. Okay, excellent, guys, very good. Okay, but according to this, is in plural. He told us we couldn't go out until we finish our homework. Excellent. Let's continue with number 4. I have or I've left my book on the train. What is the indirect speech? What is the reported speech? She told me.
I had left my book on the train.
No, this phrase was said by a woman. She
She,
told
I
me
think
that she,
she had left her book on the train.
very good, very good, very good, excellent. And imagine if we don't use she, imagine that it was a boy, he. What would be the correct answers? He told me,
He had left his book on the train.
very good. Oh my gosh, very good. Number 5, you'll catch a cold if you don't wear your coats. I said they would catch a cold if very good. If they didn't wear their coats. Excellent. Number 6, you can tell me what and you can tell me what I can and can't do. I told my parents
They couldn't
they couldn't tell
tell me.
tell me what
I could and couldn't do.
I could and I couldn't do. Very good. Uh, imagine, guys, imagine that I only live with my brother. Okay, I change parents for with my brother. What would be the correct answer? My brother told me, you can you can tell me what I can and can do. Okay, I told my brother he couldn't tell me what I could and I couldn't do. Very good, very good. Let's finish with this exercise. Okay, let's finish with this exercise. When we are going to choose the next president, oh my gosh, the presidents promise a lot of things. Okay, they promise a lot of things when the candidates, when they are trying to be the president of a nation, they promise a lot of things. So please pay attention to this exercise. This is the candidate, and he said, I am going to improve the traffic in the city this very month. What do you think would be the reported speech of that sentence? What did he say? He said that,
He
how can
was
you,
he was going to improve the traffic in the city.
that very month.
Very
Very
much.
good. He said he was going to improve the traffic in the city that very month. Continue. I will pay higher salaries. I will pay higher salaries. What did he say? He said that, Jover,
Oh, he said that
Would
he would pay high salaries.
he said that he would pay higher. Don't forget, higher is the comparative. High is
Okay.
the adjective in the base form. Higher, comparative. Highest, superlative. Higher salaries.
High.
Excellent. Very good. I am going to clean up the parks this year. I am going to clean up the parks this year. What did he say? He said that
He was. He said that he was.
he was going to
Uh, he was going to clean up the parks that
that year. Very good. Let's continue with the next one. I will build a new bridge over the river. I will build a new bridge over the river. What did he say? He said that what? Volunteer?
He said he
he
would build.
Build
yeah.
a new bridge over the river.
Very good. He said that he would build a new bridge over the river. I am going to restore the castle. I am going to restore the castle. What did he say? He said that
He was going to restore the castle.
he said that he would restore, oh, sorry. He was. He was going, sorry. This is not correct. He was going to restore the castle. Sorry, guys. I
teacher.
will,
But that sentence, I think, is future with going, or maybe present continue. If
but
is it
oh,
go,
yeah. That's
going
right.
to,
Miss.
it's
I am
okay
so
with
sorry.
would.
This is an expression of be going to for future events. For future events. So if it is for future events, we also have to use be
Would.
going or will, and we have to change it with would. Thank you, Mirna. I forgot about this. Thank you, Miss. Let's continue with the next one. I will buy new buses for the city transport. I will buy new buses for the city transport. What did he say? He said that
Um, he would buy new buses for the city transport. He would buy.
he would buy. He said that he would buy new buses for the city transport. Let's finish with this. Let's finish with this. I am going to eliminate pollution. What did he say?
He was
That
going
he
to
would
Was
eliminate
going
pollution.
to eliminate pollution.
Very good. He said that he would eliminate
Was
pollution.
going
Okay, this is um,
was
because we are
going to
talking about
eliminate
future, right?
pollution.
Very good, very good. I have to change something in this part. Very good, guys. Very good, girls. Let's finish today's class with the last quiz. Okay, let me share with you a last quiz for today's session. Wait a minute, please. And I hope you can understand this topic um, because it's kind of difficult. It's very difficult to work with reported speech. So previously that to finish this class, a teacher, can I report questions? Yes. Yes, you can also report questions. And it's very simple. Please pay attention. For example, imagine if I ask you, do you like ceviche? Okay. Okay. These were the phrase that this person asked me. So when we want to report a question, we have to start our sentence with this. He asked me. Okay. He asked me. Then we have to use conditional. Yes, that's right. He asked me if I what? Excellent.
Do like ceviche.
No, but because when we use these kind of structures, we have to use like a affirmative sentence. If I liked ceviche.
Liked. Oh, okay.
Okay, that is the way that we report questions. Okay, we have to use the conditional if. We have to pay attention to the auxiliary. If we are in present, we have to change the structure into past. Okay. For example, one more with past simple. Did you travel to Cusco? Okay. One more time. She. Okay. This question was made by a girl. She asked me. What else, guys?
If
Here.
If I had traveled,
Travel to Cusco.
if I had traveled to Cusco.
Very good. Why, teacher? Why? Because this is a
Well,
question of present simple. And when we work in present
Past,
simple,
past
simple.
past
simple.
had traveled. Past simple to past.
Perfect.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Another one. Mm, are you going to get married? Are you going to get married? He asked me if
I good.
I would get married.
yup, yup, I would if we are using um, for future, right? But if we respect the structure, we have to use was. I have to correct this, guys.
I
I have to
was.
correct this. I have to correct this. I think that this is a problem here, that it is better to use here I will. I will to restore the gospel. That's why I don't like to for you to commit mistakes. So I prefer to write here I will to say he would. Okay, so having said that, if we respect the structure, are you going? Present continuous. What do we have to use?
I was get married.
He asked
Past
me if
continuous.
I was going
to get married.
to get married. And that's how we use, or that is how we this is how we make questions in reported speech. Okay, let's finish with the last exercise. Let's finish with the last exercise. Let me share this with you. Wait a minute, please. Wait a minute, please. I am going to share with you a last quiz. And let's play it. Okay, let's work with the last one. Come on, guys. Come on, girls. Let's work with this, please. Okay, let's play with the last quiz of today's session. Okay, guys. Okay, girls. Let's finish. Let's finish this. And obviously, reported speech means one of the most difficult topics in English. And obviously, you are going to commit mistakes. There is no problem. There is no problem, guys. Let's finish. Let's finish, guys. Let's finish, girls. Okay, Maria, don't worry, miss. That is my job. Okay, guys. Okay, girls. Let's finish. Let's finish. What happened with number 4? Where is your house? Frank asked Linda. Frank asked Linda It is easy. Number 5. Rika asked, why are they crying? Let me tell you something. As I previously mentioned, when we change questions into a reported speech, these questions are like affirmative sentences. Okay, don't forget that. When we change a question into reported speech, this question has the structure of an affirmative sentence. And what is the structure of an affirmative sentence? Subject, verb, complement. Subject, verb, complement. So what is the alternative that has subject, verb, complement in number 5? What do you think is the correct alternative in number 5, guys? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Crying. Why were they crying?
One more time, please. Rika asked why.
First one.
The first one. No. Subject, verb, not verb subject. Subject, verb, complement. What do you think?
Third phrase.
La segunda.
Why they were?
The third.
The
third. They were.
okay, they, porque ellos.
Were they? No. We were can be we were. Rika asked, why are they? No, it is not correct to use we here because it's a different pronoun. It's a different pronoun. Okay, so let's finish, guys. Let's finish, girls. Thank you. I really appreciate your help. Now, I am going to need a volunteer, please. Could you help me reading the final words to this? Patrick, can you help me, please?
Okay. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this valuable time of learning and for the presence of all the participants. We ask that you allow us to meet again in the next class session. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, girls. It was a pleasure for me to work with you and one of the most difficult topics in English, reported speech. It was a pleasure. Try to study, try to practice. If you have any doubts, any questions, try to make it through El Tecnológico, and they are going to ask me in order to answer you. Thank you, guys, and see you on our next session. Muchísimas gracias, señorita Maribel, and see you next Saturday. Goodbye. Take care. Thank you.
Muchas gracias,
Goodbye.
estimado docente, y bien agradecerle por la sesión de hoy. Y bien, ya nos estaremos reencontrando la próxima sesión, el día sábado. Bien, estimados participantes, muy buenas tardes. Indicarles una vez más que el próximo sábado vamos a desarrollar la 4ª sesión y sería nuestra última sesión. De igual forma, comentarles que en la sesión 4 se les va a habilitar el examen final para la certificación. Recuerden que las clases son los días sábado en el horario de 4 a 5 y media de la tarde con una duración de 4 semanas. El próximo sábado estaríamos culminando con la 4ª semana. Bien, una vez más, si tienen dudas o consultas, por favor, escríbanme al siguiente número, al 991-373227. Y también invitarles a los cursos que se van a aperturar el día lunes 20 de enero y martes 21 de enero. Recuerden que todos los cursos son totalmente gratuitos. Y si desean más información de los cursos, nos pueden seguir a través de las redes sociales o también nos pueden escribir al siguiente número de WhatsApp al 979-483728. Muchísimas gracias. Que Dios los bendiga. Cuídense mucho. Ya nos estaremos reencontrando en la próxima sesión. Muchas gracias. Muy buenas tardes.
Gracias a ustedes. Feliz tarde.